Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the 18th lesson. And since there is not much left until we finish this book, I want to make an announcement. Well, so far I'm recording these lessons and I upload them not usually, but all the time to this one channel, which is Madinah Abu Bilal, right? But soon we will finish this book, and once we finish this book, we will move on to another book, which is the book of reading of the first level. And those lessons, I will be uploading those lessons onto another channel. So I'll create another channel because this channel I want it to be dedicated to life of students in Saudi Arabia, to the universities of Saudi Arabia. But the Arabic language, I want to make another channel for Arabic lessons. So yeah, so far I will upload the lessons of the Arabic language to this channel until we finish this book, and then I will create another channel, and the link to the channel I will leave in the description of the video, inshallah. And now let's get started with our new lesson, which is the 18th lesson. And I think there is no need to just recap what we learned in the previous lesson, because the previous lesson was all about the 16th lesson. So I think you know that rule perfectly well, so there is no need to go back there. And now let's start our new lesson, the 18th lesson. And this lesson is about, it's about dual. The English language has like singular and plural, but the Arabic language has singular, plural, and dual, and we'll get to know that a little bit later. But the dialogue starts with the word kam. Kam is translated as how many. Okay, so it says al-mudarris, the teacher says, kam akhon laka ya Muhammadu. How many brothers, akhon, laka, do you have, O Muhammad? Kam means how many. Know that the noun following kam is singular. See, it's singular, kam akhon. And it's mansubun. Do you remember what mansub is? Well, if you have forgotten, then I'll remind you. There are three endings that a noun can have. It's either majroor, marfu', a normal ending. Mansub, usually mansub has fatha in the end in 90% of the cases. There are exceptions. And the third type is majroor. For example, if a word proceeds by a preposition, for example, fi, like in, then it's majroor and it takes kasra. So marfu', normal ending, which is usually dhamma. Mansub, it's mansub that usually has fatha, and majroor, it's majroor that usually has kasra. So that's how it is. And once we use this how many, kam, the noun that's following kam is singular and mansub. Kam akhon laka, not kam akhun laka or kam akhin laka, but kam akhon laka. That's how it works. That's how it works in the Arabic language. And here it says, know that a mansubun, noun with tanween, takes an alif which is not pronounced. Well, kam kitaban. Well, it's this alif is present, but it's just kam akhon laka. We could just erase this alif and put this tanween with fatha above kha, and do this the same, kam akhon laka. That's why it says here it's not pronounced, but it's written. So that's how it's written. Kam akhon laka ya Muhammad. How many sisters do you have, O Muhammad? And Muhammad says, li akhun wahidun. I've got one sister. Oh, subhanallah, why do I say sisters? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's brother. How many brothers do you have? Ukhtun, it's a sister, right? I was just looking here, and for some reason I was talking about sisters. Yeah. how many brothers do you have, O Muhammad? And Muhammad says, I've got one brother. Al-Mudarris says, وَكَمْ أُخْتًا لَكَ? And how many sisters do you have? لي أختان. أخت, one sister. أختان, two sisters. Unlike English, Arabic has three numbers: singular, plural, and dual. I think there is no language in the world that has dual. It's a feature of the Arabic language. Dual refers to two, and more than two is plural. So two, it's not plural. It's not plural. In the English language, two is plural. In Russian, in Kazakh, in any other language, two is plural. But in the Arabic language, it's different. Two is two is dual. So the dual form ends in ani. For example, baytun, baytani. Yadun, yadani. It means two houses, and it means two hands. Yeah, so far that's enough. So when Muhammad says li ukhtani, it means I've got two sisters. That's what the dual is. Al-Mudarris says, كم عجلة للدراجة يا حامد. عجلة is translated as a wheel. So how many wheels does the bike have, O Hamid? And Hamid says, لها عجلتان. It has two wheels. Al-Mudarris is asking, كم عيدا في السنة يا زكريا. Well, عيدا, it means like a holiday. And he's asking Zakaria how many holidays in 1 year. And Zakaria says في السنة عيدان. In the year there are two holidays in the year. هما, they are. But huma, you see the dual of who and he is huma. So huma, it means they both, or they two. They two. So in this case, he says there are two holidays in the year, and they are. But saying they, we mean only two. So huma عيد الفطر, which is the first one, which is one, وعيد الأضحى, which is two. It's one, it's two. So we use this pronoun huma when we are talking about two things. Just like here, the dual of who or here, huma. يا إبراهيم, O Ibrahim, أبوك تاجر كبير. Your father is a big merchant. كم متجر عنده. أظن it's متجر. It's a place where people trade. But this word, I've never heard it used here in Saudi Arabia. Never ever. المتجر. المتجر. Well, this word is present in this book, but it's never used here in Saudi Arabia. So, كم متجر عنده. That's how it's pronounced. متجر. How many shops does he have? And Ibrahim says, عنده متجران كبيران. He has two big shops. As you can see, or as you know, the adjective just follows the noun. The adjective that describes a noun, it just follows it in subhanallah, in the number. If it's dual, therefore it's also dual. So عنده, he has two shops, two big shops. كم نافذة في غرفتك يا إسماعيل. نافذة, it's translated as window. How many windows in your room, oh Ismail? And he says فيها نافذتان. So this lesson is all about dual, therefore of course there are two windows in his room. المدرس is asking لمن هذان الدفتران. Yeah, now we've gotten to this new pronoun هذان أو هذان. That's how it's pronounced. هذان. هذان. The dual of هذا is هذان, and the dual of هذه is هاتان. That's how it is. And again, this alif here is pronounced but it's not written. هذان, just like هذا. Yeah, but in this case it's written and it's pronounced. So هذان, it means these two. Whom do these two notebooks belong to? دفتران, like دفتر, one notebook. دفتران, two notebooks. هذا, these. هذان, these two. That's how it is. And Ali says هما لي. They are both, or they both belong to me. They both belong to me. And المدرس is asking لمن هاتان. You see, هاتان, it's the dual of هذه. هذه, like these, feminine, and هاتان, these two, feminine. So لمن هاتان المسطرتان. Whom do these two linear, or how is it in English? I've forgotten. A ruler, linear. Ruler, yeah. Whom do these two rulers belong to? And Yunus says هما لي. هما لي. As usual, that was a very useful lesson that came over with some useful rules and information that you'll be using constantly while operating with the Arabic language or using the Arabic language. It was about two things. This lesson was about two things. It's about how to say how many, like how many papers or how many phones do you have, how much, not how much, but how many pens do you have, and so on and so forth, or how many brothers do you have. And secondly, it was about the dual number, something that you have to get used to, because this concept of dual is not present in English in a way that it's present in the Arabic language. And I think there are no languages that are like the Arabic language when it comes to the dual number. So yeah, that's it for this lesson. Just as usually, take a close look at this lesson, read the dialogue at least 5 times, comprehend this concept of the number, like of the dual number, and remember that once you use this kam, which means how many, the noun that's following it is mansoob, which means that it takes fatha usually. So that's it for this lesson. Inshallah, I will see you in the next lesson, and until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.